What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I seen a real reassuring and a real good video this morning that Derrick James made with Fight Hub TV. And I was gonna make a video about this about two after the Ryan Garcia fight. That it's sad that things split up the way it did between Errol Spence and Derrick James. They spent all them years together, had all that success together, and it's bad when you let money get in the way of a great working relationship all those years. It seemed like without Errol Spence, Derrick James don't look like the same trainer. And see, a lot of times a trainer might be a decent trainer, but the trainer is only as good as the talent that he's training. And Errol Spence was the one in the ring winning them fights, regardless to what the trainer said on the outside. He can't go in there and fight for you. And I really believe, deep down inside, I know Derrick gotta know, it's partly his fault that Errol, not just that he lost the way he did to Terrence Crawford. He may have lost even if he was at his complete best, but Derrick James didn't have him ready to fight Bud that night. He didn't, and I don't know if he did it intentionally or what, but I had been saying this to just the people I know, that it's a damn shame that they've been working together for 15 years and they can't go somewhere and have lunch or something and sit down, him and Derrick James, or him, Derrick James and his father, and talk through whatever differences that they had. I mean, I just couldn't understand how that couldn't have been worked out, Derrick James, man, that's Derrick James remind me of what Keyshawn James, in a sense, because Derrick James was fine until he won that Trainer of the Year. And AJ came, Ryan Garcia came, Charlo came, he had Frank Martin, everybody was coming to get trained by him, and he forgot where his bread was buttered. Errol was the one that put you in the position that you got in because of him in the ring, winning them fights. And I think Errol wouldn't have been as good as he was without Derrick James. That's no doubt. But at the same time, he was the one in there winning them fights. He was the one drawing all them fighters to Derrick James, honestly. And how does he look without Errol on the stable? Frank Martin lost, Charlo lost, Ryan Garcia lost. I mean, he just taking L after L after L after L. And if you was a great trainer, then you could do what you did with Errol with anybody. And I'm not, this ain't no diss to him. It's not at all. The point I'm getting at is, it should have never got to the point where you walk away from and tell Spence to get out your gym and all this stuff, when, hell, if it wasn't for him, you might not even have, what I'm saying, be standing on what you're standing on. And I felt like that was very, very ungrateful and disrespectful at that particular time. And that's when I felt like the fame and the pats on the back done really got to his head. Now he thinking he the main thing in this program when he wasn't. And I don't mean, once again, this is not no diss. I just feel like if Errol gonna fight again, I don't even really want to see him unless he got Derrick James in the corner. And I really don't want to see Derrick James training no fighters outside of Errol and maybe Charlo and Frank Martin, guys that pretty much comfortable with the way he like to do things. Because, and then like I say, I mean, Frank, I mean, he done took a lot of L's since they splitting. Sometimes, man, sometimes God step in because to me, I felt like Derrick James was the older person, and I just felt like they should have been able to have a conversation. However he was feeling, he should have never stepped to Spence like he did when he got you basically as the house trainer for his promotional company. He bringing you good fighters. I mean, a lot of this juice is because of him that you're getting, and I'm quite sure Earl was hurt behind it. Because you could look and tell he was completely blindsided. He had no idea that they had issues, and like I say, man, I was proud of what Derrick James did today. Not only because he obviously done called Earl Spence already, but he was a big enough man to come out here in front of the public where he disrespected Earl at and come out and be the bigger man and said that he reached out to talk to him and apologized. Hey man, I can respect any man. You know, when you here's my thing, when you do something wrong or mess up, and when you do something stupid or whatever, especially as a man, you know, as long as you can own it, you know, be accountable and be honest with yourself, most people can forgive you and move on past it. It's when you don't take accountability for your actions and you try to make your wrong right. That's when, oh man, that's when a guy is on something. Not necessarily, just like on some BS. And Derrick James honestly turned into somebody that a lot of us didn't recognize once he started getting that juice, that plant trainer of the year and all that stuff. He really started acting brand new. He did. I couldn't believe the way that little fame changed him. Same way with Keyshawn Davis. A little fame and people start coming around, and some of these guys, you'll find sometimes it's a personality that's been hid inside for a long time because they ain't never had the opportunity to get treated like that. And when they do, you can see the worst. A lot of times you see the worst in a person. I feel like I saw the worst in Keyshawn Davis last weekend. I feel like I saw the worst in Derrick James last year, whenever it was, when he was getting down with Errol and talking crazy out here about a guy that done made you all type of money. And I just felt like, a lot of stuff shouldn't have been done the way it was. Will they ever be the same again? Who knows? But I don't see why they couldn't work together. Y'all don't work together. That was my whole thing. Hash it out and get back busy. Y'all had too much success together to get to the point that everybody trying to get to and start this bullshit and start this asking for more money and all this. I was real surprised that Derrick James behind that. And even if you wanted more money, it was a different way about going about it, especially as long as y'all been dealing with each other and he already comfortable paying you a certain amount. Y'all should have had a conversation way ahead of time. You don't sit back mad about something, which is obviously he was, and not saying nothing, pissed off about the money he getting from Spence, and half training him and doing little stuff that Spence probably really just didn't notice. But ain't nowhere in the hell he just woke up one day pissed off like that. He had been mad for a while and didn't address it. And I'm just glad that they get, hopefully they get it all worked out. If Earl gonna fight again, who knows? But whether he fight again or not, I feel like after 15 years, 15, 20 years, the relationship should be bigger than a disagreement where y'all just don't rock with each other no more. I mean, that would mean somebody was pretty damn phony through all these years. I mean, how can you be around somebody that many years and have one little disagreement and we done and we done made all this money, all this success, all this fame together? So glad to see he came out and made the video. Truth be told, I don't think, like Earl don't seem like the type of person that's easy to get close to. He seemed like a guy that, his circle gonna be real small. And if you ain't already in it, you ain't getting in it. That's just the way he seemed, which ain't nothing wrong with. And I always felt like it's gonna be hard for this dude to go out here and get another trainer with his personality. They not gonna know how to reach him. He just seemed like that type. So I always said, if he gonna fight again, unless he got somebody that he comfortable with that nobody don't know about, him and Derrick James need to work things out if he gonna get back in the ring, because I think he won't be his same self without him, and Derrick James obviously ain't his self without Spence. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill talking about.